How you doing? Mr. DJ back, resuming countdown my fantasy playlist. Love this novelty record. Love those novelty records. Just can't get enough of them. I wish there was more of them coming out, but gotta take what you can get. Fantasy playlist of March 18th, 1983. We're about halfway up this fantasy playlist. Actually, more than halfway up. 50-song fantasy playlist, Musical Youth, Past the Dutchie. Remember that one? Kind of a bubblegummy type record, sort of a I guess like a Jamaican version of the Jackson 5, the Osmonds, the DeFranco family. But Musical Youth at number 20, down from number 10 on my fantasy playlist. This was a huge record. God dog. Went to number 1 in England, number 1 in Ireland, number 1 in Canada. I think it went to number 1 in Ireland, number 1 in Switzerland, number 1 in New Zealand. Went to number 10 here in the States. They're from England, Jamaican, sort of a Jamaican flavored band from England, and they were put together, they were schoolboys, put together in 1979 by their dads, and they started performing in British pubs. They released a double single in 1981, and they got a break. They appeared on John Peel's show, which came on, I guess, late at night on BBC Radio 1. John Peel deserves a mention. I think if I grew up in England, I probably would have really gotten to John Peel because from what I've read about him, he broke a lot of grooves. He was he didn't limit himself to one genre. He broke acts from different genres, which indicated a flexibility of mind, which unfortunately a lot of music directors don't have. And so he's probably pretty special, no doubt about it. One of the originals on BBC Radio 1 from 1967 and to 2004. And they were on his show. Musical Youth was featured on his show, and that helped them get publicity, buzz, signed with MCA record label, and they came out with Past the Dutchie. Soared to number 1 in Britain. It was based off a record by Mighty Diamonds. Mighty Diamonds, a 3-person group from Jamaica. It was called Pasta Kochie, or it's Koutchie. Kochie. It might be Kochie. And that's, well, basically it's about marijuana. It's passing a pipe and you're smoking cannabis. But Musical Youth, they sort of sanitized that to passing a pot, which is food, like a cooking pot. And they talk about hunger in the song. And, well, it was huge. And they continued to be huge in England for a while. Their runner-up, Youth of Today, went to number 13 in Britain. No impact here in the States, though. And Never Gonna Give You Up went to number 6 in England. They broke up. They had problems, some personal problems, I guess financial problems. They broke up around 1985, but left a string of hits in England. If you're watching this video in England and grew up in the 80s, early 80s, you probably remember Musical Youth quite vividly. Here in the States, though, Past the Dutchie was their only hit. And it's not really that well remembered here in the States, not like a Michael Jackson or Madonna record, unfortunately. Great, catchy record. Past the Dutchie at number 20 on my fantasy playlist, March 18th, 1983.